in this lesson, I want you to do these movements differently than how you would do an exercise routine, right? If I was lifting weights, we'd use the maximum amount of effort, and during these movements, I want you to use the minimum amount of effort. So when we do a movement, don't push. You'll feel at a certain point it's comfortable, and then it becomes, I have to push more and push through almost like a little barrier in order to move through that. And I want you not to push through that. I want you to stay within, always stay within throughout these movements, within the range of comfort and ease. We're trying to learn new movement patterns, and if we move in a way that's A, uncomfortable, B, hard, C, stressful or straining our bodies, that's what we're going to learn more of. So if you're really pushing during these movements and pushing past where it's comfortable, that's actually counterintuitive to what we're trying to do with this lesson. With this lesson, go to where it's very easy, it's very soft, and if at any point you notice yourself either going too fast or too hard, slow down, restart, come back to neutral and do it again, but just make sure you're going slow and easy and gentle. Thanks. This lesson is done in a chair, and it's differentiating turning or differentiating twisting in sitting. So find a spot on a chair. Again, have your hip joints either at the same level as your knees or slightly higher than your knees. So your femurs are actually a little bit angled down or at the same level. You don't want the knees above the hip joint. And so this lesson is just done on one side. We're just going to be turning to the right this lesson. But if you want to, you can turn to the left if you have any pain turning to the right, or you can do the lesson to the right and then come back and do it to the left either later today or another time. Okay, so first of all, just feel how you're sitting in the chair. Feel your two sits bones. Come more to the edge of the chair and don't be leaning back into it, but just come onto your sits bones at the edge of the chair. And feel your left sits bone and feel your right sits bone. And just feel which one do you feel like, if you were to draw a line directly down your nose, through your chest, through your belly button, which sits bone is the line more over, your midline? Is it more over to the right or more over the left? Now, just start with the first movement of moving your left knee forward. So you're going to keep your right knee kind of in the same spot, and you're just going to move your left knee forward and then come back. Move it a little bit forward and come back. And feel how the chest has a tendency to turn, the head. So the chest and the whole back actually have a tendency to turn with this movement, right? Just a little bit. So allow it. Allow the chest and the head to turn just a little bit. And make sure you're going slowly. And now this next time, see if you can just pull the left knee back towards you actually now. So now you're pulling it back. So now you're moving that left knee back in towards you. And so both of these movements, you really have to use your pelvis, use your abdominal muscles and your back muscles. Either using the abdominal muscles here, we're using them, but when you're pushing your knee forward, you actually have to let the abdominal muscles a little bit out and use your back, right? Your lower back then engages, right? So now, keep the knees in the same spot. So now your knees are going to stay in the same spot, and just turn your upper body. So just turn the torso, but your knees stay in the same spot. Turn to the right and then come back to the middle. And as you turn, what I want you to pay attention to is that the amount your head turns is the same amount your chest turns. So meaning the distance between your chin and shoulders stays constant, right? I'm not turning the chest and then the distance shortens between my shoulders. So you're keeping the chest and head move as one. So you turn to the right and come back. turn to the right, and come back. And make sure, again, you're not forcing, you're not really straining. We're not going to be pushing with our hands on your legs or thighs yet. Just do it however much you can move from the spine, not by helping with your hands. And now notice the speed you're going and cut that speed in half, so even slow it down more. And now this next time, add in the knee. So now you're going to move your knee forward at the same time you rotate your chest and head at the same rate. And notice, are you going a little bit further now that you're adding the knee in? Now that you're pushing that left knee forward, you're turning the chest and head. And feel, for me it feels easier. What does it feel like for you? And now stay twisted to the right with your knee pushed forward, with your left knee pushed forward. Stay twisted as far as you can comfortably to the right. And now just take your head, just the head, and look to the right and look to the left. So now you're turning just the head and eyes, right and left, but you're keeping your spine twisted to the right. And go slow, look right and left. See how far you look without really straining your neck, but just going where it's comfortable. And now this next time, look stay twisted with your whole upper body, your spine, your knee forward, your left knee forward. And now turn your head as far as you can comfortably to the right. And then with your head stayed turned to the right now just your eyes look more to the right and then look back to the left. Go slow. And make sure your eyes are tracking along the horizon. If you're looking at a wall, move a little bit of a distance at a time. Don't just jump with your eyes the whole distance. Right? So now your body's twisted, your head's twisted, and now look more to the right, and then look more to the left. And go nice and slow. See if you can breathe as you do this. See if you can breathe. And then slowly untwist, come back to neutral. And then just rest for a moment. Rest in the back of your chair. Lean back, just rest. Take a few breaths. Feel the soles of your feet on the floor. Now after a short rest, come back to the edge of your chair on your sits bones. And now this time you're going to again turn everything to the right. The left knee goes forward. The shoulders, the head turn to the right. And now twist it as far as you can to the right. And then just come back. And notice if just twisting as far as you can comfortably has gotten a little bit easier. And now come back to neutral, come back to the middle, and just turn your torso and so keep the relationship between the head and the chest the same, but help with the knee. And so you're going to turn again as far as you can to the right, but keeping that same distance between your chin and shoulders, right? So you're not turning your head now. You're keeping the head moves at the same rate as the chest. And then you turn to the right. And now here, turn to the right. Now look down and then look up. Look down and then look up. Staying twisted to your right. Look down and up. And for you, notice at this moment, do you feel that is the movement just happening in your neck? And see if you can start participating more with the chest. How can your back help at all in this? Can the rest of your spine move slightly, even though you're in a twist, even though you're Spine is twisted to the right. Can you move a little bit more throughout the length of your spine? And now this next time, bring your eyes back to the horizon, right? So you're twisted again, the same distance between your chin and shoulders. That stays relative, the head stays relative to the chest. And now, find the horizon. And now this next time, look up with your eyes as your head moves down, and then look down with your eyes as your head moves up. So you're changing the relationship that your head and eyes usually go. You look down, and then you look up. But as you look up, your head goes down. As you look down with your eyes, your head goes up. So go back and forth. But remember to stay twisted. And again, even here, see if you can track slowly down, and then slowly up, and then slowly down. Oh, I jumped that time. See, even sometimes you jump. So notice when you jump, and notice when you can move the eyes fluidly. And then come back to neutral, and just rest on the edge of your chair for a moment. Feel your sits bones. Feel your soles of your feet on the floor. And now, this next time, put your left hand on your right knee and your right hand close to your left hand. And now, helping a little bit with your hands, twist yourself to the right. And then come back and twist yourself to the right. And then come back. And now twist yourself to the right as far as it's comfortable for you, and you can turn your head also to the right. And now find an object with your eyes. So you're going to twist as far as you can comfortably with the help of the hands and the thigh. Find an object with your eyes. Lock onto that object with your eyes, and now move your head right and left around that object. Go very small, but you stay looking at that object with your eyes. The only thing that's moving now is your head, right and left, but your eyes stay locked. And then stay twisted with your chest, everything to the right with the hands on the thigh. And now, look to the left as you move your head to the right, and then slowly look to the right as you move your head to the left. So again, you're moving your eyes now in the opposite direction of your head. Your head turns to the right, your face goes to the right, your eyes go to the left. Your face turns to the left, your head goes to the left, eyes go to the right. Breaking the habitual pattern that we do, whenever we move our eyes one way, our head moves the same way. Now come back to the middle, and again twist to the right. Go wherever it's comfortable, don't force yourself. And now here, twist it to the right with your hands on your thighs, helping slightly. Look down and look up. Look down and look up. Can more of your chest and spine participate? Even though your back and spine is twisted slightly, can you look down and up, but have more of your spine participate? Make sure you're going nice and slow, making the movement easy. Feel if even you're rocking a little bit on your sits bones. And now slowly, slowly untwist, come back to neutral, scoot back to the back of your chair and just rest in the back of your chair. Feel how you're breathing. Feel how you're sitting now. just take a moment in your chair just to rest. Just letting your nervous system rest. And now slowly coming back to the edge of your chair. And now, this time again, check and see how the movement feels now. So what you're going to do is you're going to push your left knee forward as you turn to the right. And see if, with the same amount of effort, right? You're not pushing on the thighs to help you this time, but with the same amount of effort that you were doing before, right? Using a minimal amount of effort, you're going actually further. You're twisting to the right further. Even look with the eyes, see how far you can see now if you're twisting further to the right. And then just stay in the middle, come back to the middle, and just move your knee a few times forward and back. And you can let the chest help participate a little and see if that movement has become any easier with the left knee. Moving your left knee forward and back. And just do a really tiny movement, but just I want you to feel and compare to the other side. So just do a tiny movement, but just turn to the left. And feel how I feel how much more restricted that is, just because I haven't given my brain all that information of those variations of movement that we just did, right? So if I turn to the left, it feels much more fluid, easy, and flexible with the same amount of force that if I were to do, if I turn to the right, same amount of force to the left, I actually have to push a little harder, almost through a little barrier, in order to go the same amount of distance. And it just doesn't feel as smooth as turning to the right. Just feel what that's like for you. And now, take your time, slowly stand up, slowly come up to standing. And now, in standing, just feel how you're standing, your right leg and your left leg. Feel the soles of your feet. And take a few steps, walk around a little bit, and feel which leg feels more clear for weight bearing. Which leg feels more clear when you walk? Does your left leg feel more clear or your right leg? Thanks for joining me for today's lesson at Move to Thrive. I hope it benefited you in some way.